been living in a simulation, but you didn't plug it in through your skull, you chewed your way in. Call it breakfast, cereal that crackles, yogurt that glows, milk with a shelf life longer than your last relationship. This is how they kept you asleep. You woke up hungry. They gave you the blue pill, low fat, high sugar, zero truth, vanilla sludge. You could have taken the red pill, a boiled egg, slice of steak, real food, but no one forced you. You wanted sweet. They promised health and handed you diabetes. Now you're tired all the time, heavier, sicker, and somehow still hungry. Welcome to The Eatrix, where everything is fake except the consequences. The truth won't taste sweet, but it might save your life. Once upon a time, they built a factory, not for chocolate, but for addiction. They gave it colour, they gave it sparkle. They wrapped it in joy and called it for kids. The golden ticket, that was childhood, yours, your child's, given freely to the empire of sugar. Behind the gates, machines screamed, churning corn syrup into gummies, crushing fruit into concentrates, dyeing poison in rainbow shades. The workers wore smiles, cartoon characters danced on boxes. Moms posted lunch boxes on Instagram, never reading the label. And in every wrapper, a lesson. That sweet means safe, that fun means food, that hunger should never be silent. But this wasn't food, it was chemistry. It was behavior, control, a sugar-coated leash. They fed you wonder. They watched your insulin die. Charlie never left the factory. He grew up in it, and so did you. And now, you're still chewing, still craving, still paying for it with your health. I don't eat what I sell. Let's be clear about that. Down on real food, grass-fed, unprocessed, served on porcelain, not plastic. The oils you fry in, I wouldn't polish my shoes with them. But they're profitable. They keep you coming back. Sugar, oh, it's magnificent, controlling behavior. Addiction in granules, perfectly legal. The low-fat craze, that was our finest work. We took out the fat and tripled the sugar, and you thanked us for it. Watched you eat things you wouldn't feed your dog. You smiled, took pictures, and called it a treat. Think this was an accident? No. It was strategy, design, supply and demand. We supplied the craving, and you demanded more. I dine differently, I always have, you see. I was never meant to be the customer. He was always there, in the cereal aisle, on the TV, in the lunchbox, painted face, plastic smile, and a message just for you. Eat this, is fun, drink that, it's fruit, and don't worry, it's fat-free. Danced in colours, shouted about fibre, or a lab coat sometimes, but it was never a doctor. Followed you to school, to your home, and to your habits. Fed your cravings, taught you to ignore the label, and rewarded you with dopamine, bright red tongues. When people got sick, it just changed costume, became an energy drink, a protein bar, smart snack, but it never left. The clown lives where trust used to be. He sells health with a wink and laughs. When you believe him, because it's the food, the sickness, the silence, the slow unraveling, and he's still smiling. They weren't dead, but they weren't living either. They moved through the aisles, hands reaching for boxes, eyes glazed. Carts full of instructions, low fat, heart healthy, doctor approved. They chewed in silence, swallowed slogans, forgot how hunger felt. I tried to speak, to say something, but the volume was too high. The screens were too bright. The snacks were always on sale. They weren't monsters. They were tired, busy, and misinformed. They didn't know their brains were inflamed, that their guts were leaking, that their energy was being stolen one bite at a time. They just wanted something easy, something quick, and something sweet. I walk alone now, among the fed, the overfed, and the undernourished. Not better, just awake. They don't hide in shadows, they sit at the table. Suits, silence, confidence. Chart on the wall, obesity rates up. Childhood, diabetes tripled. Profits, record breaking. Well done, someone says. Glasses clink. They planned this, not with poison, but with breakfast, with low-fat yogurt, with snack bars labelled natural. They understood the science, ignored it, then used it against you. Every campaign, calculation, every slogan, a test. How much sugar can we hide before they notice? They watched the public grow sicker and sold them pills. They funded research, wrote headlines, blamed genetics, blamed you. Sell them the problem, one of them smacks, and sell them the solution. They never tasted the products. They never served them at home. But they knew you would. Meeting adjourned, another billion made, another generation lost. The food still on the shelves, still approved, still killing, on schedule.